Alright, I got my sword, nice and sharp. I got my fishing rod. Fishing. I am ready for the battlefield. So, why am I so hyped? Well, it's Soulcalibur, guys. And if you don't know about Soulcalibur, let me learn you some history. Soulcalibur started as Soul Edge on the PlayStation, and it was a fairly modest success, if memory serves correctly. It was noted for being a very fluid and very fun 3D weapons-based fighting game. But the series didn't explode in popularity until Soulcalibur on the Dreamcast. It was noted for being one of the earliest hits on the Dreamcast and being way better on the consoles than it was in the arcades. Besides, being on the Dreamcast, one of the greatest game systems of all time. But the series got even better with Soulcalibur 2 on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and the GameCube, where you could play as Link in a fighting game. And who didn't want to play as Link in a fighting game? But after Soulcalibur 2, things went kind of, downhill. Soulcalibur 3 only came out on PS2 for some reason, and it was noted for having more modes than Soulcalibur 2. It was really lacking in the gameplay department. In fact, my first ever video game tournament was at the Soulcalibur 3 Nationals. I was there for Smash Brothers, and I saw Soulcalibur 3 die before my very eyes. Soulcalibur 4 was a bit better in the gameplay department, but not by much, as it had some serious balance issues that weren't properly addressed. Soulcalibur 5 was the last gasp at life for the Soulcalibur series. Gameplay-wise, it was much better than Soulcaliburs 3 or 4, but was severely lacking in single-player modes, which is what the Soulcalibur series was also lauded for. It had a very rushed and very troubled production history, with Namco forcing the game out before it was done. And after the lukewarm reception to Soulcalibur 5 and some of the spin-offs like Destiny and Broken Destiny or whatever those games were called, the series seemed to be put on ice for a while. That is until Soulcalibur 6, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So, enough with words, I'll see you on the battlefield. Let's go!
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
Gotta love the bombastic narration in the Soulcalibur series. I freaking love Soulcalibur. So many days, so many nights spent on Soulcalibur 1 for the Dreamcast. And more importantly, a lot of time was spent playing Soulcalibur 2 on the GameCube. It's been a while since I've been on the stage of history, but now it's time to dust off the swords and get back to some ass kicking. Let's get the obvious out of the way first. Soulcalibur 6 looks great. I believe this title is based off the Tekken 7 engine, and if that's the case, then that's why this game looks great, because Tekken 7 already looks really great. And in general, the Soulcalibur series has a very high standard quality of graphics. Even the earliest game in Soul Edge looks great to this day. Look at the stages. What secrets lie beyond the fighting arena? My favorite stage is this one, which is basically a final destination for Soulcalibur where you fight Inferno. Or, FD! Character models look fantastic. Everyone moves so fluidly, from the gruff knight Siegfried to the contortionist Valdo. But based on his looks, I don't think Valdo's into the prog metal. I think he's into industrial. And my girl Taki is looking just as healthy as ever. Speak nothing of the soundtrack. The tunes are so fitting and so epic for the battles that take place in Soulcalibur 6. The soundtrack really gets the fighting spirit burning and keeps the action tense as you and your opponent fight to the death. Or to knock each other out. Or ring outs. There's a lot of ring outs in this game. One thing that Soulcalibur has over most of its fighting game peers like Tekken and Street Fighter is single-player content. It knows that non-competitive gamers, aka normies, will enjoy Soulcalibur for the setting and the characters and give them stuff to do beyond just fighting. Okay, there's a lot of fighting in Soulcalibur 6, but at least there's an engaging plot to tell. Soul Chronicle is the basic story mode. There's a main story that focuses on the main trio of Kilik, Maxi, and Zhonghua, as they try to cure Kilik of the emo and destroy Soul Edge. Thankfully, everyone else has their own story campaigns too, giving each character their own day in the limelight. That is one criticism everyone had with Soulcalibur 5. No one else in the plot besides Patroklos mattered, and everybody hates Patroklos. And I love the artwork they use for the cutscenes. Some might have preferred everything to be done in-game with the in-game models, but the comic-style cutscenes that they use for this game are extremely high quality and really fit the mood of the game. Well, it's better than, well, you know, the English voice acting isn't bad either.
I thought I was adept at stealth. To think I'd be sniffed out like this.
Okay, Taki, wearing a bright red, skin-tight bodysuit that highlights everything is the perfect outfit for stealth. Where are you sneaking at? A Roppongi brothel? Libra of Soul is the other main single-player mode. This time you get to make a custom character and go about the world of Soulcalibur. This is the soul of ZMan, interacting with some familiar faces and taking on many opponents. There are some dialogue trees here to spice things up, and it's fun seeing the level of detail Namco put into Libra of Soul. Sometimes battle conditions change, like one battle had me fighting on a slippery battlefield that made ring outs a greater possibility. Personally, I have been spending most of my time in Libra of Soul. I'm not too far into it yet, but I really like what Namco did with this mode. Customization is probably the single biggest draw of Soulcalibur ever since it was introduced in Soulcalibur 3. Other than Saints Row, Soulcalibur has the best character creation tools in my opinion. People have been going nuts with the creation tools in Soulcalibur 6, making everyone from Kamen Rider to Zoidberg to Captain Assel. Here are some of my creations. Here's Pit from Kid Icarus, but for some reason I couldn't get brown hair on this hairstyle. Meh. Here's Genos from One Punch Man, Vincent from Catherine, and Jill Valentine. And other than guest star Geralt, or is it Geralt? I think it's Geralt. I'm going with Geralt. Each of the main characters can be customized. My main character is Taki, so I gave her an outfit that makes her look not like a prostitute. Though I'm not sure pink hair, pink shirt, and a pink mask are probably not the best things of choice for stealth. Best of all, you can show your character creations online. Oh boy, someone's going to jail for that. You guys already know some pervert is going to be using that outfit online for Talim. So let's just put that out of our minds for now, and let's get hopping on to some ranked matches and some casual matches, shall we? In the meantime, I think I'm going to go hit up the clothing store. Speaking of online, the netcode is good. There's only ranked match and casual match. Ranked match is a simple, no thrills, no shills, just get a match and get out kind of game, and I like that. My matches on ranked have been very smooth. Casual matches, though, are where it's at with 8-player lobbies, spectator modes, custom rules, the works. For online junkies, I recommend just sticking with casual match, as I've been having a harder and harder time finding matches on ranked. So there's my bit of advice. It might be different in America, but in Japan, just stick with casuals. I saw an interesting thread on netcode by DevKick and Killer Instinct developer Keats on Twitter. The thread saying that netcode should be judged on my bad matches, not my good matches. Saying that, though, all of my matches on Soulcalibur 6 have been very playable. Only a handful of laggy matches that still ran smoothly, even if the input delay was pretty bad. Weirdly enough, this might be just me though, I've noticed the audio being kind of messed up during laggy matches, so... Oh yeah, I forgot, there's gameplay, right? I love how Soulcalibur 6 plays. It's so smooth and so responsive compared to other 3D fighters out there. Look at this! A-Ray run! Directions! A-Way! I love it! Thanks to the weapons-based gameplay of Soulcalibur, every character feels unique from each other. Characters like Mitsurugi and Nightmare are fairly straightforward, while other characters like Valdo and Ivy require a bit of lab time to master. I wouldn't mind Ivy being the lab master of me, oh man. Actually, I take that back. Is Zhangguo taken? She is? Damn. Umbrellas can't catch a break out here. Point is, each character is pick up and play for those who want to unwind with some brews with some friends, and have enough depth for the hardcore gamer in our lives to master. Personally, I've always been a Taki and a Siegfried kind of guy. Siegfried has a lot of mix-up and huge damage that makes him fun to play as, and Taki because, well, Z-Boy became Z-Mangs when he saw her back in 1999. The fact that she's a really fun character to use makes it all the better. That said, I wouldn't date Taki. She's the kind of girl who would berate you for spending your money on games while she blows her money on swords and designer masks. I wonder if I can spend a night with her just to learn some ninja magic though, that'd be pretty cool. Soulcalibur is a series with a rocky history. That said though, many people love it and are always looking forward to having the soul burn again. But Namco doesn't seem to hold the series in high regard as they do their Tekken series. With Soulcalibur 6 potentially being the swan song for the Soulcalibur series, Project Soul and Namco did a good job of making 6 the definitive Soulcalibur title. There are some chinks in the armor, but the sword is still sharp, and the soul still burns now, as it did back in 1999.
Not too shabby.
Soulcalibur 6. It's good. It's really good. I think it's a great fighting game for both competitive players and casual players alike. But there are some issues here that needed to be worked out. The loading times are still really long. That was an issue I had with Tekken 7 as well. And I just really don't like how Namco handled pre-release with such bad DLC practices. And having day 1 DLC, thank you very much, Namco. More like Scamco. But overall though, I really like Soulcalibur 6. I'm going to give Soulcalibur 6 an easy 8 out of 10. And that'll do it for this episode. This thing is really big, but at the same time though, it's actually really small for my head. And my hair's in my eyes, so I can't see. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that for this week on the ZMan show. Anyway, have a happy Halloween, and I'll see you next week. Later.